Well, there you have it. Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, will be battling Nick Wayne next week in the last two opening round matches in that ECW World Television Championship tournament. But right now, it is time for your Philly street fight as DIY battles the FBI in a rematch from last week, where DIY got the count-out victory over FBI. Now, I tried to talk to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa a little bit before the show tonight. I didn't get an answer for either one of them about why they won via countout. But at the end of the day, I have to at least assume it's because they're trying to gain momentum by any means necessary in a stride to go towards that ECW World Tag Team Championship. But tonight, no countouts, no disqualifications. It is a street fight that can go anywhere in Philadelphia. And they're going up against the FBI here tonight. And you gotta think that the Don, Tony D'Angelo, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo are more than pissed off with how last week's match ended, how last week's debut for them started in ECW. That's not how the FBI wants to go into this new era of ECW. And whenever you're living up to a lineage of great names such as Little Guido, Big Guido, Tracy Smothers, just to name a few, you know you're going to bring even harder of a fight this time in a street fight scenario. I have no idea who I should put my money on in this one. It feels like it could go any way. And remember, street fight rules mean there are no tags to be had in this one. Who is going to walk out the winner in the Philly street fight? Let's find out. Here we go. Johnny Gargano lighting up Channing Stacks Lorenzo with a big combination there. Meanwhile, Tony D'Angelo going after Tommaso Ciampa. I'm very curious how the teamwork is going to be in this one as Tony D'Angelo gets German suplex right into that corner. My goodness. I'm very curious to see how these two teams are going to be in this street fight. I'm curious to see how it's going to go, how we're going to see the conquering and dividing, which team's going to do what. Of course, DIY has teamed up for a longer period of time than Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, but you got to think about it, man. Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo have been teaming a lot more recently, if you will, at least in terms of longevity. Johnny Gargano the first to grab a weapon, and he grabs a steel chair. Oh, and Tommaso Ciampa just stepping on Tony D. Gargano with a chair across the face of Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Tommaso Ciampa now with the guitar. Oh my God, I don't think he's going to play a little tune with that thing either. Oh my God, he just chucked it at Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Johnny Gargano now going after Tony D'Angelo, but Tony D'Angelo stays on his feet. We knew it was going to break down fast in this one, and that's exactly what's happening as Ciampa throws Stacks Lorenzo back into the ring. And Ciampa now going after him. Meanwhile, on the outside of the ring, you see Johnny Gargano working over the leg of Tony D'Angelo. Meanwhile, now Tommaso Ciampa going after the eyes. Oh, but it's Stacks Lorenzo back on his feet, going right back after Tommaso Ciampa. And Tony D'Angelo now whipping Johnny Gargano into the ring. But it's Channing Stacks Lorenzo who hits Gargano from behind. And now we're seeing a ladder being introduced into this street fight. This ain't a ladder match, but you can be damn sure to incapacitate your opponent with that one. And Tony D'Angelo hits Gargano. He hits Ciampa with the ladder. We're getting so many weapons, and a trash can is being entered into the ensemble. Meanwhile, Gargano going for another, and we've got a table. Oh my God. This one is going to be extreme. Look at that. Look at the ladder, or excuse me, the table bridge. Meanwhile, cover one. Only a count of one. Oh, and a drop kick there by Johnny Gargano. That table is set up on a bridge-like system. Channing Stacks Lorenzo got caught for his troubles. Looked like he was going to attack Gargano and Ciampa. Oh, backbreaker there. D'Angelo whipping Gargano into the corner. They have really conquered and divided. Oh, I thought Tony D was about to set sails here in the ECW arena. He's got a kendo stick and is lighting them up with it. Gargano whipping Channing Stacks Lorenzo off now. Leapfrog. Oh, big body slam there. Going for the cover. Does Johnny Gargano as Ciampa throws Tony D into that table. 2. No, just the count of 1, excuse me. That table is perfectly leaning on the guardrail and the steel step. Oh my God, not anymore. Channing Stacks Lorenzo running in like a bull in a china shop. Gargano charging in. So much plunder separating the action here. Channing Stacks Lorenzo with a snapmare, followed up with a big fist drop. Oh, Tony D'Angelo saying forget about it. Gargano now grabbing Channing Stacks Lorenzo, throwing him into the steps. Maybe if the Don wasn't too busy doing a little bit of forget about it. He may have been able to protect Stacks there. You know the Dons, man. Dons, the families are always a little bit more grandiose than the other members that rank. Big back elbows there from Johnny Gargano to the ribs, to the abdomen of Stacks Lorenzo, throwing him into the steel steps. And Ciampa working over the legs, letting out a big-time yell there. Gargano with an STO, flatliner, excuse me. Ciampa laying out Tony D. So much action in this one, man. Look at this, Gargano now grabbing Channing Stacks Lorenzo, but Lorenzo battling back. Meanwhile, Ciampa has Tony D in the ring. And Ciampa looking for a little bit of plunder, but Gargano sliding in from behind. Tony D'Angelo was able to turn around and catch him, but Ciampa's right there. Pin getting broken up with Ciampa being right there, dropping him onto the knee as Ciampa turning around. Oh my goodness! Channing Stacks Lorenzo off the middle rope with that forearm. Oh, big time shot there from Lorenzo. Tony D'Angelo and Lorenzo have Ciampa all by himself now, going for the cover. Does Lorenzo? 1, 2, no, kick out at 2. Tony D'Angelo now going over to Ciampa, pulls him in, has him hooked. Oh, he's trying to tap him out, but the quickness of Gargano there, allowing for him to help break up the submission attempt as D'Angelo gets spiked. Oh my God, in that running knee right after. Gargano now grabbing Stacks by the hair. Which team is going to gain the momentum? Kick to the gut. Ciampa driving D'Angelo down. That could be it. That's got to be it. Gargano turning him around. Gargano escape on the Don. The Don is locked in. He's locked in deep. Stacks was able to make the save though. And Stacks now going after Gargano. Whips him off. Drives him down onto the knee. Kick to the gut from Stacks. Stacks backing up. Knee drives him down into the mat. He has him covered. 1, 2. No, Ciampa able to get the shoulder up. Gargano charging in. Oh my God, we almost seen the FBI pick up the win there. Big forearm from Tony D. Springboard misses. 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, DIY have vanquished FBI definitively. And you gotta think it's when Channing Stacks Lorenzo was looking for that springboard. Tommaso Ciampa had just rose to his feet, was able to play protector, pushing him off. Congratulations are in order for DIY.
Hey there, it's ECW Hardcore legend and King of the Deathmatch winner Mick Foley here. While I wish I was there, right there, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I do come to you with huge ECW news. Some of my fondest memories in my career was teaming with Mikey Whipwreck in the ECW arena as your ECW World Tag Team Champions. The ECW World Tag Team Championship is the only ECW championship I ever managed to hold, and those titles are near and dear to the old Micker. With that said, it's my privilege to announce that when ECW returns to pay-per-view next month in April at Barely Legal, the ECW World Tag Team Championships will be on the line in a huge way to determine the first champions of the new era. High above the arena will hang the ECW World Tag Team Championships, as not one, not two, not three, but 4 tag teams will be competing in a 4-way ladder match to become the new champions. Tonight, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa have punched their ticket to Barely Legal with another big win over the full-blooded Italians. Over the next few weeks, we will see other teams gaining entry to the 4-way ladder match as well. I can't wait to see whom all makes it to Barely Legal, and I can't wait to see who carries on the legacy of those tag team championships. So with that said, bang bang.